8 o'clock?
Hey gangs, Jay from JTech and welcome to another JTech video. Finally, the brand new iPhone 17 phones are here and we are going to break them down. Each and every one of these phones has been causing a splash across tech YouTube, and it's about time I told you guys what I think about these phones, who these phones are for, and what the future of the next iPhone will be in the next couple of years. So stick around if you want to find out more about the brand new iPhone 17 phones. This year we're getting 4 brand new iPhones. We've got the base iPhone 17, the iPhone 17 Pro, the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and the iPhone Air. Not 17 Air, just the iPhone Air. There's no 17 Plus version because the Plus has been axed in terms of sales. It's not been doing well for the last couple of years since it returned with the iPhone 14 Plus, 15 Plus, and 16 Plus. But let's get to the thick of the video and talk about the iPhone 17. The base iPhone 17 for me is the hero phone, the best value phone on the market, or should I say the best value iPhone on the market right now. If you're looking for a brand new iPhone, this comes in at a base price of $799 with a base storage of, thankfully, 256 gigabytes. Now, why I say this phone is probably the winning iPhone of this year is the fact that it comes not only with a 256 gigabyte base storage, it also has a 6.3 inch ProMotion display. You heard me right, the base iPhones finally have ProMotion, and it's not 90 Hertz ProMotion, no sir, it's going to have a 120 Hertz refresh rate display, which means it also clocks down to 1 Hertz depending on what you're doing, whether you're viewing pictures or even reading an ebook or browsing across your favorite websites. And it also has the brand new 18 megapixel front-facing center stage camera. But all you have to do, you can just normally hold your phone in portrait mode and it will automatically fill as many people as it can in that picture, which is a pretty cool thing. So for people who use the iPad Pros or even the Macs and the MacBook Pros, this is a normal feature across the board. So center stage is coming on all the iPhone 17 series as well as the iPhone Air. The base iPhone will also be running the brand new A19 chip and also has a very, very strong, very rigid ceramic shield 2 glass protection, both front and back. It's gone through many tests. Of course, the build of this phone is in aluminum, which we'll talk about more with the Pro and the Pro Max series. And design-wise, in terms of aesthetics, it doesn't look that much different from the iPhone 16. In terms of performance, this phone is just, it's for me, it's the winning phone, one of the winning phones of the year. If you compare this to, say, the Pixel 10 or maybe even the base Galaxy S25, I believe Apple have won. This is going to be, if not the iPhone Air, the iPhone 17 is probably going to be the best-selling iPhone or one of the best-selling phones in the $750 to $900 price range. So yeah, look out for the iPhone 17. I want to get a hands-on this and just, to see more about the iPhone 17. And now we get to the Pro phones, the Pro and the Pro Max. Gone is the titanium build. We're getting aluminum unibody. The iPhone 17 Pro comes with a 6.3 inch ProMotion display, and the cameras are all 48 megapixels, 48 megapixel ultra wide, main and wide camera. It all has a fusion camera system as well as ProRes RAW. The Pro Max phones come with a 6.9 inch ProMotion display with all the bells and whistles you get. A bit of a controversial step if you're using an eSIM version of the iPhone 17 Pros. Both the Pros and the Pro Max come with the eSIM version, which is the US only version, and for the international versions, which come with a physical SIM slot as well as eSIM for dual SIM support. The eSIM version has a much larger battery as compared to the physical SIM version, which has a slightly smaller battery, and there's been a marginal decrease as compared to the eSIM version, but I do not think that should dissuade you too much. Of course, this is Apple's way of trying to shift the world into focusing on eSIM only phones. You know what Apple has done. Whenever Apple does something, the world asks how high are we willing to jump to get to that point. We've seen that with the removal of the headphone jack, even before that, when Apple removed the optical disk drive on the MacBooks. This is just another step towards that. And of course, the talk of the town is the iPhone Air. It comes in a very slim 5.6 millimeter level of thickness and it weighs just 165 grams. It's also the only iPhone that has a titanium build, and titanium has been a bit of a controversy in terms of it retaining heat and not dissipating it as well as aluminum does. It comes with a sub 3000 milliamp hour battery, no physical SIM support at all. This is just all eSIM, whether you're abroad or in the US. What I do think about this iPhone is that it's Apple getting people warmed up to the idea of a foldable phone. And then which brings me to the Android manufacturers. Of course, Samsung came out with the Galaxy S25 Edge a few months ago, and many other manufacturers, the likes of Transsion with Tecno and Infinix, bringing their own very paper-thin phones. What is the idea in terms of what are Apple planning to do with the iPhone Air? So I feel like the Air is going to be a new version of an iPhone. The iPhone Air is going to be its own thing. That's why I think it hasn't been tagged the iPhone 17 Air. I feel like the Air is just going to be a sub-branch of the iPhone brand in total. Like how with the Galaxy phones, there's the S phones, then the Z Fold and Z Flip phones, which give you what you want, and of course the A series phones, which are more entry-level to mid-range phones. The Air is going to be a sub-branch of the mainline iPhones. Of course, we've got the base iPhones and the Pro iPhones. So this is the first, it's a beta test into seeing how people will react to the possibility of the Air 2 being a foldable phone or a flippable phone down the line. Or maybe it's going to be the iPhone 20. The iPhone 20 might be the hero foldable phone that we get in 2027. So a lot of rumors flying around about the iPhone Air. But honestly, I really just want to play with this device in hand to see how it feels and to give you my thoughts on it. So I will hopefully do a hands-on video at the Apple Store with all of these phones in the next few days. So hit the like button if you guys want to see that. Who are these phones for? So we started the iPhone 17. I recommend the iPhone 17 Pro to those who are using an older Pro phone from as far back as the iPhone 14 Pro. If you're still holding on to that iPhone 14 Pro, maybe it's time to take the jump and get an iPhone 17, because this has everything you need. It's got USB Type-C, it's got a ProMotion display, it's got the Fusion cameras, and it's got a good enough build. You might miss the extra telephoto lens, but the iPhone 17 is just compelling enough. If you have an iPhone 14 Pro, to just jump. Just for those features alone, I'd recommend that. For the Pro phones, the 17 Pro and the 17 Pro Max, if you're using anything older than maybe the iPhone 13 Pro Max or 13 Pro, maybe this is time for you to get onto the 17 Pro series. For the 14, maybe even the 15 Pro, you might want to hold out and wait for the iPhone 18 Pros next year. But if you're an iPhone 16, I don't think any of these phones will tickle your fancy. This is just a phone that barely came out last year, so you're good enough on your own in that regard. If you're using something older than the iPhone 14 Pro, honestly, I think it's time for you to upgrade to any of these phones. And as for the iPhone Air, this is a hard sell. If you live in Zambia and you want to get the iPhone Air, and you're going to pay much more for the iPhone Air than the iPhone 17, prepare to be a wall hugger. We're going back to the early 2010s and the wall hugger memes, because the battery life plus the heat in Zambia, as well as the issue with electricity, it's a tough sell, to be honest. But if you're fashion focused and you just want this beautifully crafted phone, that, by the way, if you're worried about this phone breaking in half, there have been many tests done on this phone. It's going to be a very strong phone, and it will survive being put in your pockets of your skinny jeans, unlike the iPhone 6 and the 6 Plus back in the day. But for this phone, it's very hard to recommend to a general user, because you're going to be charging this phone. There's a reason why Apple made the MagSafe extra battery pack for this, specifically for this. But honestly, if you do want the iPhone 17 Air, maybe you might just want to think about that. If you want to use extra cameras, if you want to be a proper power user, then I'd rather spend that money, maybe add an extra $100, get yourself the 17 Pro that will suit your needs. But the iPhone Air is a beta test device for what's to come with Apple, with the foldable phones coming the next year, or maybe in the next year and a half or the next 2 years. So that is pretty much the end of this video, guys. What do you think of the brand new iPhone 17 series? Are you impressed? What is your hero phone out of these 4 phones? I personally believe the iPhone 17 is the better value phone, one of the better value phones of this year, hands down. If you compare it to contemporaries like the Pixel 10 and the Galaxy S25, this for me is, it's gonna be a hit. But I feel like the Air, since it's got a bit of a slight refresh from what we're used to, that might also be in people's mouths. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. And if you don't want to miss a JTech upload, make sure you hit the bell icon. It's been Jay from JTech. Talk to you guys next time.